Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot. And for today's Pick a Card, we're going to be looking at reminders from the universe. So I kind of picked objects that to me felt like they were trying to get our attention in some way. And what I'm going to be doing in addition to the reminders of the universe or from the universe, I'm going to actually also be looking at possible signs that could be coming through if it does come through, because it may not. But this is just like these friendly reminders, anything that we kind of forgot about and any kind of pressing message from the universe. So we're going to see that. And as a secondary deck later on, I'll be using this, which is the Wisdom of the Oracle. Okay, so I will show you each of the four groups. Remember, it's a general reading, and I've just opened up the slots for the personal readings for February, and the link is below if you're interested in that. So we have here group number 1. This is the Tiger's Eye Star. That's group number 1. Group number 2 is Pyrite. Group number 3 is the 7 Chakra Heart. And group number 4 is the Dragonfly Totem. Okay, so group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. So as always, take as much time as you need. You can pause if you need to. And whenever you guys are ready, I will see you at your reading. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 1, which is the Tiger's Eye Star. So I've never done this topic before, so actually let me just kind of see what happens here. Spirit, this reading is for group number 1, please. Our star, Tiger's Eye group. Thank you. Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, so Spirit, what is your reminder? What is at your first, maybe your first reminder for group number 1? What is the reminder from the universe? Universe, what is your reminder for group 1? Thank you. Let's see what they have to say. Reminder. I suppose it's a good reminder being that it's the first day of a new month. Now here with the star card, I was inclined to say that this has to do something with your hope and your faith, but now I'm kind of feeling that it could be something having to do with a desire that you had. So your soul's desire, your soul's wish, that's really what I'm feeling from here. This is going to be extra strong for those of you who have a birthday soon. I believe this is, yeah, the Aquarius card, the water bearer card. And it's the time of Aquarius, right? I'm pretty sure. Okay, so anyway, this is a reminder to begin to look at that. So let me see what else they want to say before I interpret more. From the universe, please. Reminder from the universe for our group 1s. Okay, so they're kind of trying to remind you what it's all for. Like in terms of your hard work, in terms of your focus, but they're also trying to get you back to that focus just in case things have been chaotic or messy or confusing or intense, especially if you are undergoing a transformation. I think for there could be some of you that are going through this transformation. However, I feel like without the right energy channeling, this could look a bit chaotic. So I will get to that in just a second. It's a lot of energy. Over here, they're trying to remind you of what you really want, of what your soul really wants, which is the happiness, the warmth, the alignment. And as you can see in the 10 of Cups, this is a very beautiful, happy, and fitting future. So I don't know if, well, of course, everyone's situations are going to be different here. So this is really whatever you deem as success and happiness for like that happy future outcome for you. Okay, because obviously some people it could look like this. It could look literally like a home and a family and stuff like that. Others it could just be like that feeling of love. Others it could be like this feeling of success, personal success. Whatever the case is, this is what the universe is reminding you of. I don't necessarily think that you've trailed away from that path in front of you. But if it has been kind of chaotic, intense, imbalanced, or like nerve-wracking lately, because I'm kind of like having a nervous like, I don't, it's not a nervous tick, but I kept going like this. Like I kept like doing this like nervous habit thing and I couldn't stop. I mean, I normally kind of do stuff like that, but I couldn't, I can't stop. So I feel like there's something really nerve-wracking here. Spirit or the universe, they're trying to get you back to that and to remind you that everything is going to come into alignment. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to work out. It is going to require a little bit more trust and faith, going back to that first message that I felt there, just to have hope and faith for things. You can see that you have this guide in, I don't know if you can see it that well. There's the little bird there. I always kind of feel like that's a guide in some way to just really direct you and inspire you. They said inspire as well. So I'm not sure if some of this has to do with your own personal creativity, inspiration, plans. You know, there's a bunch of things involved here, but they're just really trying to remind you of this wish, of this dream. But they're saying that the way that this is going to come about is through that faith, that trust, and a little bit more of a softer and clearer focus. So what I mean by that is try not to get sucked into any kind of chaotic, darker energies. And I know that's very, very hard to do, especially if you're thrown into it, right? So if you happen to be in a circumstance right now that it's just completely far removed from what you really want for yourself and the future, because we could create some energies in the present, but this is actually realistically something more towards the future for you guys. It doesn't have to be like 10 years from now, but it is something a little bit further out from just this this nearby energy. So I think that this right here, this, especially this one on the left side, I feel like that is your energy when you kind of like slip off of a particular part of your path. They showed me like this picture, I mean this image of someone slipping on a stone on the path, and they just like either they fell, they might have even gotten injured, or it just like kept happening. So that could be representing sometimes where there's something that happens unintentionally on your path. It doesn't mean that you were not focus on the path, but it kind of actually looked like there was a little bit of distraction, because if we're not looking down at our feet, obviously we could, you know, something like that could happen where we could slip and fall. Whatever the reason was, Spirit is reminding you, come back to this path, come back to this energy. That's really what it is. So I'm putting in the title the little asterisk around the word reminders, and they want you to do that. Here's your little star over there, the tiger's eye. They're also asking you to remain confident in your abilities and your power, because the tiger's eye, that's what I think of. So yes, come back to your path and remember to embody this particular energy on your path. Otherwise, it's going to get confusing. It's going to be slippery. Spirit, can you give us anything else? What is your reminder from the universe? Universe, can you give us a message, a special message for group 1? So your first card is clean it up. I'm actually not surprised, because it really fits with the tower. You know, when the tower falls here, it's quite messy, right? And this here is asking you to clean up some of the excess in your life, clutter or excessive thoughts or habits that do not serve you, even connections that don't serve you. There's a lot of things that may not serve you right now, and they're asking you to clear this away, to clean it up. So if you do want to start with something a little bit more simple, I would say that, you know, you could start with your own environment, physical environment. If you want to do a little bit of tidying up and decluttering, that actually, it feels really good to do that, because you can almost feel the lightness coming from it. If you can't obviously do a whole house or whole room or whatever, you can start very, very small and perhaps do something like a little space on a desk or something like that. Anything that you can help to clear your mind. Now, if you want to try to do this mentally speaking, you can do a quick meditation. So just sit and do some deep breathing. If you don't like to just sit there and breathe, you can of course do something like take a walk outside, get some fresh air, and anything with nature. So clearing out the energy. This is another thing that's going to help you to remember this energy, which is just, again, sort of like that softened focus, hope and faith. Because what I'm seeing, I'm not seeing you stray from your path at all. I'm just seeing that there could be some frustration or sort of like being disheartened at times, especially when you have these ups and downs with some surprising tower moments. And it could just be this completely unexpected and repeating cycle of either a big tower moments in your life or even just very minor ones. But either way, it's really becoming difficult to get to this, what you could call an endpoint. Maybe it's really not an endpoint, obviously, but it could be like this almost like outcome energy, like this chapter of your life that you're trying to reach. And I feel it. I feel it so close, but it may not entirely be aligned just yet. Your second card was exchanging gifts. This one is something to look at with regard to the balance of your life. I kind of felt here that many of you could be in that wheel, like a hamster wheel of giving, 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 giving. It's just like too much. Now for like, I don't know how much percent of you, obviously, but for a smaller percent of you, it could have been the opposite. It could have just been, there's this imbalance here with giving or receiving. So I'm not sure what that looks like for everyone, but from what I can see here, there was just some imbalance in your life when it comes to giving as well as receiving. So yeah, if you're not receiving enough, obviously, and you're giving too much, obviously, you need to dial that back so that it's fair to you. And for the rest of you, I'm not sure exactly how that balance looked, but that is a concern that they're reminding you about. And finally, we have your truth be told. And I zoomed in there because I wanted you to see this wise old owl here. The windows are opening at the heart space. You can see the little hearts like fluttering out there. So again, this is the reminder. We have a mask as well at the bottom. This is a really good visual, and that's why sometimes I do like to use different oracle cards here. So what this is really close to the star card, actually. I feel like this is a very similar energy, and especially because the star card, well, it is supposed to be nude, but YouTube has whatever restrictions, so I had to blot it out. And here you can see it's almost similar to that exposure to the soul, to the heart. And we need to remove this mask. So there are times where it could get very much dimmed and thrown into the shadows. Again, it could just be life, distractions, circumstances. Yes, a lot of times circumstances are created by our own energy, and that's exactly why they're reminding you of this. They're saying that if you can stay somehow grounded and focused on the spiritual journey and the spiritual path and goal by itself, they are letting you know that everything else is going to actually be 100 times easier. It's just going to fall into place so much more easily versus if we focus on just the clutter that the tower creates. The tower, in your case, it almost feels like this cell phone tower, like, I don't know why they said, or like this, I don't know what to call it. It's almost like this, this, I don't really know what they're getting at. It's almost like an antenna, something that seems to exist in the background of your life that is almost trying to rope you into it. So if this is resonating with you, if you feel like there's some weird force in your life that tends to come in and distract you and get you all like disoriented, you may need to protect yourself immediately. This is reminding me of in a literal sense, the way that cell phones or technology affect us because of the waves that come from them. I only recently started to finally sleep with my cell phone at least 3 to 5 feet away from me, and I actually think it's improving my sleep. You can research this, obviously, but it's similar to that, where we need to be away from certain disruptions in our energy field, in terms of all of our balance, physically, mentally, spiritually, everything. So that's just an example. I'm not saying that that's a problem for you guys necessarily, but there is something that keeps wanting to rope you back in. So definitely take some time to meditate on this. to protect your energy, and also, if you can, to make any kind of physical environmental changes that will help to protect your energy in those specific kinds of ways. So that, I know that was a lot. I got lost in that message. Do we have any final reminders, Spirit? And are they going to receive some sort of sign from you? Universe, Spirit, anything? Whatever dream you have is really beautiful. It kind of feels like a simple energy where there's just so much love and light coming from it, although it could be very creative and unique. I have no idea what it is. Any final reminders or messages, signs, anything? I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. You're going to go for it. They're reminding you to just go for it. I do feel like there will be a lot of personal success for you. The timing will vary, but it does look like it's, you know, either now, the near future. Some of you, it could even extend to a couple of years, depending on how long the task takes. But yeah, there will definitely be that personal success. Anything else? There will be, of course, because life is life, there will be these little ups and downs and distractions and conflicts in terms of the path ahead, but that's okay because it's temporary. They're making sure you know that each thing, it does not have to be permanent. It does not have to be this big headache. You can just actually let it roll right off in terms of that energy, not engage, and just let that clear away, and just stay in your strength energy, stay in your power energy, and it actually will just roll right off. Are they going to receive a sign from you, please? Thank you. Let's see here. So we have the Ten of Pentacles. I mean, this is a great card. Obviously, this is prosperity. This is protection. I don't know if you'll get a direct sign, but if you do get something out of the ordinary, it could be from a spirit guide or ancestor that has passed, and it could come to you in many different ways, whether it's a dream or a song or just any kind of obvious things that come through. A lot of people get repeating numbers. I get that myself. So yeah, it's not a specific sign, but if you do get something, it's just a reminder of from one of your ancestors or spirit guides or family members that have most likely passed on or something like that, okay? So I think I'm going to probably leave it there, group one. This was a really nice reading. I feel like the message is very simple. Like I said, it can get very confusing. Again, please try not to get sucked into these dark, shadowy, confusing tower moments. I know that's obviously a hard thing to do because that's the nature of the tower card, but prevention is the key here. I always get sucked into it myself, and that's why I have to make sure like the medicine is meditation, chakra balancing, and just like overall balancing of life. So just be careful. Again, please protect your energy, okay? So that's what I'm seeing for you for today. I hope that this was helpful. Thank you guys so much. You can subscribe, or if you want a personal reading, the info is below. And I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 2, which is pyrite. So let's take a look here. Spirit, this reading is for group 2, pyrite. Please and thank you. What are your reminders? Spirit, universe, what would you like to tell them? This should be interesting. Okay, Spirit, universe, what are your reminders, or what is your first reminder for our pyrite group? What do they need to know and pay attention to, especially right now? I definitely got an auditory message that was for some of you. Okay, this is only if you were working on something of like a specific task. They said here, they said the words pick up. So either they're saying pick up something that literally fell or is on the ground. I don't know what that means. Or they said pick up where you left off, something like that. So that's only for some of you. Now let's get some cards. We have here the Magician. Spirit, universe, what is your reminder for group 2, pyrite? I feel there's a little hidden message going on here. There's a lot of power, focus, and pretty much this outward slash masculine energy, meaning the sort of the outward focus, the, what is it, the yang energy. I always get confused with yin and yang. But I actually also think that there's a lot of healing that's still happening as well. Not that it needs to happen, because they were going to remind you to do that. It's more like that there's healing still taking place within your energies, and that is going to be important to complete before you can really do much of anything else. And that's actually why they didn't give me tarot cards for that message at first, but it is relevant here. So you have the energy of the Magician and the King of Pentacles. Again, a lot of power. There's no doubt about that. There's a ton of power coming from your energy. But I'm just kind of wondering, is there a balance with the other part of you? So again, it would be like the masculine, feminine energy, meaning, is it too much outward focus and not enough inward focus? Is it too much action and not enough rest or inaction? So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. And then with the Ten of Pentacles, there's almost no need to remind you of this, but they are reminding you that you are going to be quite successful in this particular path that you're on once you really master that feeling of your own inner balance. And that is really something to emphasize there. I think that that's true for pretty much all of us in terms of that inner balance. To me, equals self-mastery. Like this is the mastery of your abilities. Your power is to have that balance. So in you guys' case, it just might be that you simply need a little bit more time to focus on your healing, or to allow for your healing. So let me just say, as an example, if right now you're focusing on something and you really want something to happen, and you're manifesting it, and you're taking steps in a practical way towards it, yet you might feel like it's not even really frustration. It's almost like just you're not satisfied by something. You're kind of still wondering. You're not feeling that aha. You're not feeling that sense of completion. This might actually be why. So really, things need to continue to align. They need to balance. They need to heal. And if you do feel that you yourself, if you feel that that's true, that you do need to heal, yes, it may be the case that you have to actually go and take action towards that. So that's an action that they're actually encouraging you to take right now. Can you tell us a little bit more? What is your reminder for group number 2, Pyrite? Thank you. Yeah, I mean, we have here the Knight of Pentacles. It does look like they're asking you a little bit to kind of slow things down. And that's what I heard when I saw the Magician card. They said something like, take your time or slow it down, or something like that. A lot of you may really not want to hear this, so I can feel that energy. I feel a very headstrong, again, like masculine-ish energy. Again, that's nothing to do with gender. It's just the outward energy, right? So that is what I'm feeling from you guys. It kind of feels like you're just like, oh, what is she saying? I don't want to slow down. I have to get this done. Like whatever. You know, it's something kind of like that. And I think we all know what that energy feels like. It's just very frustrating to, like, especially if we finally got some ball rolling, we're like, I don't want to slow this down. But Spirit is not trying to slow you down. The universe is not trying to slow you down. They're actually trying to help you achieve this more quickly, ironically. I know it sounds weird, but they're just trying to get you to a particular state of internal balance and shifting. And how can they do this? How can they do this then, Spirit? Can you help us out here? Okay, so we have the Empress, really beautiful energy there. That's more in the feminine energy. And then we have the Two of Wands. Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. I think they're asking you to balance your internal center with just a little bit more of that. In this case, it's like this feminine softness with the Empress. What I'm getting from her energy is someone who's just like very graceful and strong within the solar plexus, confident within themselves, but in a way that's more because of the authenticity, more because of the just this certainty of her power. That's kind of what I'm getting there. Now, with the Magician card, Sometimes with the Magician card, I do get that sense of where it can, if it's not balanced, it can be a little bit more in the ego sense. So what that means to me is, like, just as an example, the Magician might feel as if he has something to prove in terms of his power, whereas the Empress doesn't have anything to prove to anybody. So if you feel like that could resonate, and at times in certain days you feel like you have to prove yourself, Spirit is asking you to get out of that energy by reminding yourself you have nothing to prove to anybody. Well, I mean, I guess yourself, but you have really nothing to prove to anybody, and all you have to do is just exist. And by you existing within your authenticity and your heart and your natural ability to connect, this is the proof. Like, you are the proof. So that is another nice, really nice reminder of things. With the Two of Wands, we can see this future, and it's a future that you're envisioning. It's a future that you're very hopeful for, yet I can see that it's much more open, almost like expanding. And what I think from there is that the Empress, just, she's going with the flow. She doesn't really care about the specific details of anything, as long as she can feel good within herself. And that's what I'm seeing here. So they're asking you, they're reminding you here that the future may look kind of different sometimes than what we expected. So in other words, they're asking you to maybe be a little bit more flexible with results, with even the way that things are going now. Okay, that's always going to be helpful, to be flexible, to be adaptable, because that's life. Life is very unpredictable. If we are kind of like more rigid and structured and regimented and whatever within our approach, this can backfire. And again, it can therefore take longer. So you can see here, Spirit is trying to work with you there. So I don't know if this resonated, my friends in group 2. I don't know if I kind of pissed some of you off. I'm sorry if I did, but that is what I that's the nature of my readings. I can't just report false, messages. Can we have any other signs, messages, reminders? Everything is going to really work out. You're going to channel something within yourself, very passionate energy. So you're almost having this happy medium compromise here, where you're not really either of these two energies. You're more of you and your inner child. You become impassioned again by something, excited. Can we please have some final messages, reminders from the universe, please? Now, this one is a very simple and really wonderful reminder that you have support, okay? I don't know if it's 100% of you have support in a physical sense, meaning connections in your life, people that you can lean on. A lot of you, I think that is the case, so please remember that. Now, if this doesn't resonate in that way, please remember that you have your spirit guides, your ancestors, you have the divine, you have your higher self. Everyone is here. We're never, ever, ever alone. So whatever your case is, Spirit is asking you, and the universe is reminding you that you have so much help and support at all times, and you just have to ask for that. Even if what you need from Spirit, from the universe, is strength and courage and whatever it is, you can ask for that. Can you give us another reminder, or will they get a sign? We have to the sea. Yeah, something is floating away. Something is transitioning, smoothing over. This is very Six of Swords energy there. There should be this cleansing energy soon for you. It could happen this month if you're watching this in February, or like whenever you're watching, it can happen the same month that you're watching. within the let's say, it could be up to 3 weeks that this could happen, I would say. And here you are actually receiving a sign from the universe. That is also a past reading that I've done. If you really, really resonate with the thing about signs, I'm just writing a note to not forget. I'll put that in the description. I've done pick a cards for receiving signs from the universe, so check that out below if you resonate with that. The sign will be something having to do with an arrow, like a literal sign for some of you. Where you're going to see an arrow, or there will be something having to do with movement forward. I'm not sure how it'll come through, but for many of you, that could be a physical sign that you'll receive. Anything else? This is very promising. If you work with the universe and your guides and everything on your spiritual path. This is what you're going to enjoy in the near future. This could happen very soon. It's going to depend on what's going on, but this is a very March energy. You can see here, so it says new life. It's really an amazing message here. It's like you're waking up, you're cracking the shell, this new being is forming, this new energy is forming. Really an amazing message here. So this is what's coming. You're going to be able to feel that in the very near future. Again, just please try to work with your guides. If you do resonate with what I said before, like that being headstrong, that's not a bad thing, right? But it can become unbeneficial if it's not balanced. So for example, like if we're overthinking, if we're overly focused on something, if we're stubborn, if we're refusing help, you kind of see where I'm going with that, right? So just be careful with that. Try to work with them. Again, balance. And this is really nice. You're going to have that new life energy coming in very, very soon. Can we have any final message, universe? What is your reminder, your message, your sign for group 2? I don't know if a lot of you are like, this is very fire and earth sign. This does not, I never go into that, but I resonate with this because I'm a fire sign, and I you know, I'm Leos, you know how Leos can be, right? However, I do have a lot of water, so I think it kind of like somehow evens out at times. So just kind of be careful of that. This could be it could sometimes be a product of our own energy makeup, whether it's astrology or like, you know, just something within our makeup. We have to balance that out, like I said. Your final message, well, okay. We have the final card here, but let's get the final advice. Okay, that's really nice. Ooh, even better. So your final advice here with the 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords means sometimes we get stuck. We get stuck within any kind of repeating thoughts, especially not necessarily negative thoughts, but any kind of thought that exhausts us. It's just too much, and then we get kind of caught in those chains, and we can't quite see the bigger picture. So there may need some time. You may need to take some time to rest your mind and your energy, because it's just at times it's a bit overloaded. And if you can do that and loosen the chains or the blindfold or whatnot, we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is this, again, really wonderful addition of a blessing in your life. Be open to receive and you will receive. But here, again, it's like this rigid, like constricting energy, alrighty? So break through the shell. All right. So group 2, thank you for listening to this. I have a feeling some people just like X'd out of the video. And if you did get through the whole video and you're still a little bit kind of like, you know, I understand completely. You know, trust me. I've received plenty of messages myself where it wasn't easy to hear, but it's necessary to hear. So thank you guys once again. If you want personal guidance and a personal reading, the info is below. But thank you, sending you blessings. And I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 3, which is the 7 chakra heart. So this should be interesting. The other 2 groups were very interesting so far. Spirit, this reading is for group 3. Please and thank you, our 7 chakra heart group. Okay, so Spirit and Universe, what are your reminders? What is your reminder, please, Universe, for group 3, our heart, 7 chakra heart group? What do you want to remind them? Ooh, that's very interesting. We have the Justice card as our first card. Let's see, what in regards to this? What is your reminder? This is a bit mysterious. Okay. My first assumption was that they're trying to remind you of some kind of unfairness in your life. I'm wondering all about this now. It's a bit of a hidden message. Can you please clarify, Spirit? What is the actual reminder here with the Justice card? How is this playing into their life? This is, I don't know, like sometimes I think of karmic justice. Okay, so group 3, definitely interesting message here because this is not only involving you. The other 2 groups, it was only about them and their path, but you guys are looking as though there could be another person involved. If it's not the case, if that really doesn't resonate as I continue here, it might actually be yourself as well. So with the Justice card, we can see the scales, almost the scales of balance, and then the Two of Cups usually looks like that as well to me, like this balancing or decision card. And then we have the Six of Cups. So, like I said, I do feel like there's something here involving another person. Maybe someone here in the equation or both could be very worried and anxious about the present and the future outcome. Someone here is thinking a lot about the other. It could be mutual. So this could be any loved one. It could be any influence in your life at all, any connection that is of concern. So what is the reminder, universe, please, for group number 3? What's the actual reminder for group 3? It's almost like they're just telling you not to forget this, because this is going to be an important element of your life, of your path, of your healing, balance, happiness, everything. Whether it's just talking about resolving something, or it could be, again, just resolving something within yourself. And that's really an important step, of course. So we have the Queen of Cups. And then we have the Seven of Wands. There could be someone here that is actually fighting their true intuition and heart, especially with the Queen of Cups there, very psychic, loving energy. But the Seven of Wands is someone pushing something away, whether it's feelings or energy. Because if we push our intuition, we could move the energy itself, and not in a great way. You know, it just like pushes everything away from us. The reminder from the universe here is that there is... Again, there is this state of imbalance right now with that Justice card, which is not meant to be here. I have to say, this almost feels like a warning to you, because they're saying that something is totally off here. Like the phrase off kilter also came to my mind, that something is not right here. I don't know if maybe you forgot about this, you're not focusing on it, not taking action where you felt that you should. I don't know what the case is, but they are throwing this back in our face, saying, hey, you gotta look at this. Alrighty. What do we have to know, universe, about this reminder? What do you want to tell them? What are you trying to tell them here? So again, this is a very strong message for both categories, where this could be someone else you're dealing with, or it could be you. If it is you, it could be either your inner child, your inner creativity, or something with your inner spirituality, whichever the case, okay? But what you'll recognize next here is this feeling. There is this feeling of loss, sadness, or regret. It also could look like even something like, it could look like depression. I'm getting an immobility feeling, like something like paralysis I'm getting from this card. Yeah, I literally can't even, I kind of froze there. I don't. Oh boy. Okay, so that makes sense. It also matches within the Nine of Swords energy. This is a very mental, and I don't know what in other ways, but there's a lot of the mental that's affected here with this energy. And again, the Temperance card is talking about some sort of balance. We have the Two Cups again as well. The heart space is affected here. You guys cannot have your heart space affected. Your whole life is going to be affected if your heart is affected, okay? So look at this. I mean, you chose the heart. You chose the 7th chakra heart. And much of your balance in your life comes from your heart. I mean, yes, of course, the other chakras are important, but the heart chakra is everything. And I just kind of got chills right there because I just got reminded of something, and also I feel like you guys would benefit. I'm going to have below a link for Let me just write it down because I'm terrible at this. So I'm going to link below if you guys are interested in this. Remember I mentioned one of my spirit siblings, Michael, he does Reiki. So he does in-person and distance Reiki. And for January, he was kind enough to give us a promo code, a discount for people who come from my channel. So I'll link that below because he's doing for February a specific heart chakra healing. And this is perfect for you guys because I am feeling something is going on here within your, specifically your heart chakra. So if that interests you, that'll be linked below. Distance Reiki is just through like virtual means if you obviously don't live in the area. Anyway, sorry about that. So something is going to happen here and shift within you when you balance this out. Now, if you don't balance this out, I'm sorry to tell you this, but it's going to keep coming back. You're going to want to run away from this, almost like a little child energy. And they're like, no, 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 I don't want to look at this. I'm going to run away from that scary thing. But if you do heal this instead is going to be a focused passion direction forward. So it's really going to benefit you. It's going to make you so much more productive. It's going to help you to align things and to fit in those puzzle pieces of your life that you were wanting. So group 3, I mean, this is very heavy of a message, but it is very important because again, you seem to operate from the heart space. It has to be clear. Like, oh, if you want, you can just place a hand over your heart chakra right now, just to kind of get that feel, because that's what I'm doing. I'm just placing the hand over the heart chakra. And, you know, just if you want, you can take some deep breaths and start to feel it within yourself. Like, do you feel like something is blocked there? Do you feel like something needs to be addressed? Okay, like I said, if this does have to do with another person, I'm going to safely assume that this person is very important to you. There's so much love here, or there was and there is love here. And it just feels like this mutual pouring of the emotions. Now, I don't know if that's, that is definite in terms of the spiritual on a soul level, but please be aware that I know some of you, if you're dealing with love, for example, if you're dealing with like some kind of a love connection, or maybe even not necessarily, the person that you're thinking about, if this does resonate, mentally, a part of them may not entirely be ready to either have a conversation or like whatever, but please know that on a soul level, this is incredibly strong. This is a soul connection, no matter what kind of connection this is. So however you want to begin to work towards healing is going to be up to you, but all of us, 100% of us, can start at the soul level, which is again, healing of the heart chakra, healing the energies between you and this person, whether they are ready mentally or not, because their soul is ready. This is a soul connection that is so ancient. It just feels so powerful. Like, for example, if this is like a social thing, it could be a best friend. If it's a family thing, it could be like a sister or brother. Or like, I know obviously it could be any family member. Or if it's a romantic thing, it could be like a soulmate or a whatever you want to call them. Okay, so this is just that strong. So do what you can. It's going to be totally up to you how you wish to heal, how you wish to move forward. But the reminder is you really can't turn away from this because this is that important to your soul. Final reminders from the universe, or will they receive any kind of signs? Oh my goodness gracious, we have Unfinished Symphony. That kind of is really spooky. This spooked me a bit. So Unfinished Symphony, there's unfinished business here. And I think of symphony, I think of the beauty of the harmony of all the different instruments or voices. And I think that that's what's going on here. Oh my goodness. This energy is really a part of your soul. And it's something that cannot be ignored. So even though I was saying the same thing, they were repeating this over and over again for a very good reason. I started off by talking about karmic justice or whatnot. So yeah, again, something with the past life is of importance here. Final message from Spirit. Thank you. Advice. Another group got this as well. To the sea. Yeah, so you can see it's almost like this feeling of sadness, regret, loss. Same exact message there. Is there a sign that they'll be getting? it just says why. So you and or another person could be just wondering why. Why did this happen? Why did we meet? What's going on? You know, with everything. And if you do need further guidance on this particular topic, if it resonates with you, please check out any of my other past pick a cards. You can just kind of scroll through. I don't know if I have specifics that I want to recommend. Otherwise, I'd link it below. But just, you know, check out any of my other past pick a cards. Answers should be coming to you, though. If you question why and you seek, you will have answers coming to you. So they're not really saying that a sign is going to hit you. I mean, if it does, it could be you're humming a song. I think another group got that as well. It's a very common thing to get songs. For you guys, I would say that's an obvious one because of the piano thing in the background. Or if you happen to find an object on the ground, such as a playing card or something random on the ground, that could also be a sign that you could see soon. There's linked below. I've also put the past pick a card for what sign will you receive, only if that resonates for you guys, okay? Okay, very intense energy here, lots of emotion, okay? If you want, you can even just watch YouTube videos for cleansing your aura. There's really beautiful tracks there. So group 3, I think I'm going to just leave it there. It's like, I know it's very draining. But yeah, that's what I have for you guys. I hope it was helpful. If you're new, you can feel free to subscribe. And I have the link for my personal readings below if you'd like some personal guidance. And don't forget about the Reiki, okay? So thank you guys so much. Wishing you well, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 4, which is the dragonfly totem. Definitely should be an interesting reading. All of the other groups were so far. I've never done this topic before. Spirit, this reading is for group number 4. Or dragonfly group. Please and thank you. Universe, reminders. What is your reminder for them? Okay. Universe, please, what is your first reminder or what is your first message for group number 4, Dragonfly Totem? What do they need to hear from you? So we have the Queen of Pentacles, Temperance. Kind of feels like a very stable energy, just very healed and balanced, kind of energy, grounded. What is your reminder, Universe? What is your actual reminder for them? Okay, yeah, that figured it would be interesting, and I can see that it's going to be. So we also have the Knight of Wands, we have the, what the heck? We have the Four of Swords, we have the Six of Wands, and then we have the Seven of Swords. I've never seen such an odd assortment of cards here. Let me try to break this down for you. So I think it might be multiple messages. Let's do that, because that's what I felt guided to do. Oh boy, let's see. So the first 2 cards are really good. It's just, it's not really even a reminder. They're just trying to, well, I guess it is. They're trying to remind you that you are, I would say that you are doing really well in terms of staying in some type of stability, and there's a safety to this. There's a little bit too much safety at times where they might feel, the universe and spirit might feel that you are at times maybe not expanding yourself. Like, for example, if you feel that you are in the comfort zone, okay, that's only if that resonates. So if you feel like you sometimes are not stepping outside of a box of your comfort zone, that could be a reminder for some of you that it might be time to step outside of that in some way. But otherwise, it's looking pretty balanced, and that's always, in my opinion, it's a good thing. Some of you might be clinging to this angel here, like this feeling of wanting to be safe and to be peaceful, and obviously that's not a bad thing, but I actually also think that this angel, now that I can see it's coming through as almost like a guardian or a spirit guide, you know, whoever, they're trying to remind you of your strength. So it's almost like this indirect message you guys are getting. I didn't expect that at all. That the other groups that didn't happen, but this angel here is kind of trying to remind you of your strength. There, I can feel a sense of almost being nursed back to health, almost like a baby bird or something like that. And they're trying to tell you and remind you you're strong enough to leave the nest if you want to. You can fly free if you want to. Now the next reminder, we have the Knight of Wands and the Four of Swords. Okay, with this one here. This is a tricky one because the energy is dormant or sleeping. Okay, I have a question for you guys. All right, you ready? You have to actually write it down or answer it because that's what Spirit is asking you, the universe is asking you. Is there a talent that you have let go to sleep or that you have allowed to become dormant? That's what they're asking you. Talent or creativity or skill or idea, something like that. What is your Knight of Wands? That's what they're asking you. And this always reminds me of, like if I'm just using myself as an example, I always talk about my writing. Now, thankfully, I've gone back to it because I was miserable without it. I don't know if that's true for you guys where you feel the effects of it in that way. It might not be as strong, hopefully not as strong. But that's what they're asking you to look at here. Now, they're not telling me what this is, and this is why. We have the Seven of Swords. There is this hidden or deceptive, in a sense, energy going on here when it comes to this. This has to do with your passion / talent. And there's also an overlapping message having to do with your success. Okay, it's a two-part message. I'll get to this in a second. So, again, with the Knight of Wands, they're asking you to really, really think about this because this energy could be quite buried somewhere, like deep within yourself, somewhere within your psyche, subconscious energy. It's somewhere. I don't know if this got buried because of circumstance in life. It could be because of a difficult thing that happened, it maybe even trauma, many different things. Obviously, there's a lot of different energies here. But they're asking you, the reason why they made me ask you that question is because when we actually ask a question, especially if we see it in front of us, we write it down, put the actual question mark there. It evokes a different answer and clarity because we're actively seeking. Okay, so you might as well be asking the whole universe and you're ready to receive. That's what it shows. And that's why the universe, I don't know why they went in such a roundabout fashion here. It could just be because of the way that you tend to operate. Maybe your mind tends to be like a labyrinth. There's this complex, I feel a complexity from you guys. So it's like riddles and different things to figure out. Labyrinth, I think, is a good word. So they asked you this because they want you to really evoke something within yourself. You may already know the answer, but that's only for those of you who already were thinking about it, almost like your hermit mode, where you're self-reflecting. But even so, even with that, there could still be something really hidden within you. And I'm going to try to figure it out, but they wanted you to ask yourself. They wanted you to ask the universe and spirit yourself. Going back to this over here, okay. See, it's like, I'm kind of like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm like twiddling around here because it just feels like the energy is just so hard to reach. And I'm kind of playing around with the energy. I'm like, can we get something clear here? The Six of Wands is representing your success and your, what do you call, like, basically just almost being recognized for your talents as well. And whatever is sleeping is meant to come out and eventually be the Six of Wands, that success, and to feel a sense of pride and achievement. However, the other part of this message with the Seven of Swords is that there could have been for a very long time, and even now, a focus on something else entirely. This doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means that whatever this is, oh man, this is really becoming a personal message here Yes, because we can often get distracted. Again, as an example, I felt that for me, this Knight of Wands, for me, that hidden thing was my writing, but for a while I was distracted by something else that was equally nice, and there was a lot of passion and energy and whatever, but for one thing, it never worked out. It never panned out for me, at least not yet, or I don't know. But it completely derailed me from the original thing. So I don't know if you guys resonate with this, but there could be something else that you are or have been working on that is a passion of yours, but it's not the passion, if you know what I mean. Okay. Again, it's not wrong. It's just more that it's really not what your soul was asking for. Maybe your mind was like, hey, this looks like a good idea, let's go for that, let's develop this, let's work on our skill for this, let's plan for this near future for this, and it wasn't really quite there. So if you are experiencing that in your current life, where you were and are working on something that you felt wanted to be this success, and it just wasn't quite aligning, this is actually the reason why. I cannot tell you exactly what to do next, because your intuition is going to be the boss of that. So you could continue towards this, you could go towards this instead and abandon something else. It's really going to be up to you. But remember, you have a very powerful guide right there who wants to help you with this, who wants to give you answers, not just one, but you have many. And they're saying to you that yes, you might be in this sort of box of safety right now, and you're holding on to a particular coin here, right? You're holding on to a particular idea, or like task, or a safety net, or something. And yeah, and again, they went in this roundabout fashion here with your messages. I got all of your messages indirectly, so that's telling me a lot. I didn't get them straight away, so to me that probably would suggest that there could be a lot of fear, or hesitation, or some kind of, it's like muffled. And literally, if you listen closely, you'll probably be able to hear muffled noises down in the actual video itself, but don't worry about that. So let's get some final reminders from the wisdom of the Oracle. Universe, please. Okay, so final reminders from the universe, please, or will they also receive some signs? This was such an interesting reading, though. You might receive some flying creatures, because the dragonfly always makes me think of that. But if you do want specific signs, you can look at the video below for that in the description. So you got Treasure Island. You're bursting with happiness in this card. Okay, you have a treasure chest filled with your basically light. Okay, so that is confirmed here, that there's something really bursting with energy and light, positivity coming from your soul, or that will come from your soul. And I really want to know what that is. This to me does also, again, like it indirectly suggests that for you guys in particular, because this is not a guarantee for all human beings. For you guys in particular, you have a passion that's this strong. So it's not like where on average people could like doing something, or just enjoy doing something to a degree, or like even very much. This is different. This is what makes your soul sing and completely blaze like a fire. Like this is basically a spiritually given gift, whatever this is. So, whew, boy, yeah. Any final cards for group 4? I think all 3 groups, except maybe group 1, got this one. So yeah, you're meant to really let something go, whether it's a feeling or a negative thought, or even a habit, whatever the case is. You are going to continue to sail forward. All you have to do now is just follow your intuition very closely. That's all you have to do. If you find that difficult, it might be because of fear, or like wanting to control for something. So you may need to kind of really surrender, just you know, picture yourself letting go. Try to go near the water element and watch the waves if possible. If you can't, you can just watch a video and stuff. Like that will really inspire you to go with that flow. That is exactly the energy that they're asking you for right now. Final message. Thank you. Oh, wow. Look at that. I think it was the group before you, or I can't remember which one. They also got this as well. Nice similarities going on. So this is new life. Really incredible message here. Very much confirming everything that we've seen. This is you cracking out of your old shell, completely rejuvenated. There is something coming through, and it fits right here. You're waking up. So this is actually you and the passion that we were talking about, whatever this is. If you don't know what this is and you come to know what it is later, please come back and let me know. This is an amazing message. You're going to feel elevated higher. There's going to be this sense of enlightenment. There's going to be that fresh air. It's going to be literally like you're a new person. And I am here for it. I am so ready. This is really wonderful. Okay. So group 4. Wow. That's your reading. Amazing. Thank you to your guide and guides for these messages. I think I'm going to leave it there. One thing I forgot to say in the intro, thank you guys for those of you who checked out my friend's website. He is doing another promo for Reiki, which is, you know, the energy healing and stuff like that, specifically to help with matters of the heart. So like if you feel that something is blocked within your heart chakra or needs healing, and that could be the case for many of you, he's offering another discount for people who come from my channel, and I will leave the info. It could be in person or distance, so he can do this virtually as well. So I'll leave the info below. And if you want a personal reading from me, tarot reading, I will leave that below as well. Thank you guys so much. Sending you blessings and wishing you well, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.